Hey group, now we're going to talk about sleigh riding. I have the scaled scorecard in my hand. Sleigh riding is workout number 2. If you remember, Fit Farm was workout number 1. Okay, first thing, we'll talk a little bit about the workout. So it's a 10-minute cap. They have to complete basically the amount of work here. So it's 1 rope climb or 6 pull-ups or 12 ring rows. Keep in mind, I have the scaled scorecard in my hand. So it's 1, 6, or 12. So you know what that means. We're going to have some scoring differences in the sense that 1 rope climb is going to be worth 12 reps, 6 pull-ups is going to be worth 12 reps, and then 12 ring rows is going to be worth 12 reps. So each pull-up is worth 2, and a single rope climb is worth 12. So 1 rope climb, 6 pull-ups or 12 ring rows. We have the athletes funneling in their emails in terms of their movement declarations. I have, quite a few of them so far, a couple stragglers. So rope climb, pull-ups, or ring rows. Then they're going to come to the rower, and they're going to do, in this case, 15 calories. Then they're going to do lateral burpee over the rower. At that point, they will run back and touch their cone. Then they will do, say, if they chose rope climb, they'll do 1 rope climb, come back, do 12 calories, and 12 lateral burpee over the rower. Go back, touch their cone, do their 1 rope climb, 9 calories, and then 12 lateral burpee over the rower. And then time will end when they go back and touch their cone. So this is it's a spicy workout, but that's the workload. It's a little bit of gymnastics, rower, burpee, touch the cone, gymnastics, rower, burpee, touch the cone, gymnastics, rower, burpee, touch the cone. Okay, so be mindful that they do need to, between each little segment of work, they do need to go back and run and touch that cone. So it's under 10 minutes to complete all that work. So let's talk about first position. First position, when we say judge is ready, you're going to be standing here near the rig. If somebody's doing pull-ups or if they're doing ring rows, you could stand back there, right? That's perfectly fine. Like, for example, you're going to be, judges, are you ready? Yes, you're ready. If your athlete's doing ring rows, if they chose, say this pull-up bar and you're standing here, perfectly fine. Maybe this pull-up bar or that one, and you're kind of standing back here. Great. But we will have that first position. If they're doing ropes, you're going to be standing in this area so you can judge the rope. Rope climb, standard is going to be they have to hop up to the rope, obviously. They can climb to the top. And then, you must hear because they have to touch the metal at the top. Standard pull-up criteria, standard chin over bar pull-up. And then the ring rows, basically, they're starting with those straight arms and getting the rings to their chest. And they'll be measured up to the hip on the rings, like we traditionally do. Hopefully, we can do some of that before the competition, but there'll be a little time to measure while those folks are getting set up and taking the competition floor. The athlete will start back at the cone. So on the count of 3, 2, 1, go. They'll come and do their gymnastics movement. Again, if it's a pull-up, you're going to be at your discretion which bar they're going to be using. You're not going to be doing a ton of moving around on this one. So let's say they finish their pull-ups. Someone's going to be making sure that the rower is, the monitor hasn't timed out. So then they'll jump on the rower. If you can, I have a piece of yellow tape here for the rower position. This will also give you a vantage point for the burpees. Rower, traditional standards, they got to hop in, start pulling on the stick, and then they can't leave the rower until the calories have been met on the screen. So once they leave the rower, we're going to instruct them to place the handle back in the cradle. Sometimes it pops forward, that's okay. Don't worry about that. They can take care of that on their next round. So for burpees, they may, it depends on what side they're going to start on. You're just going to kind of have to watch. But it's traditional burpee standard. So chest and thigh will touch the floor. And then they must hop over the rower and do the same thing on the other side. Chest and thighs touch the floor. So they'll do that back and forth, and then they'll run and touch their cone. Couple standards for scaled and 10 to 12 division, they can step over, So they may do like the super low burpee, chest and thighs will touch the floor. They may step in, and they may stay low and do like one of these. Burpee, stay low, do one of these, right? So as far as the standards go, in terms if they touch the rower or, miss a rep, or if they, go behind, we're actually gonna just have them repeat the burpee on whatever side they're on. But they don't get a no rep. It's not like kind of like what we did with the sandbags in last year's I Am Greater Than. If they do the burpee on this side, and let's just say they graze the rower, but now they ended up on this side, just call it a no rep and have them do a burpee on this side, and same thing, go back over the rower. So no, instructing them to like, you have to go back to this side. We're not going to do that. Just have them do it on the side they're currently on. Just call a no rep for the burpee that they missed. Okay, so if they finish the burpees, they're going back, touching the cone, and then, doing their pull-ups, doing their ring rows, or doing their rope climb. So a couple safety concerns. Be mindful that there may be a box on the course or on the competition floor. The athlete may need that to get up to the pull-up bar. If they're not using rings, these will be pushed to the side, so that won't be a worry. But outside of that, let me just scan the standards real quick. Rope climb, row calories, burpee over rower. We're okay there. See if there's anything else worth noting. Okay, good. Lateral burpee over rower. So athletes must remain parallel to their rower during the burpee. So we need to keep that in mind. They're staying parallel. They're not getting and kind of doing like a bar-facing burpee. Chest and thighs making contact with the ground. Stepping in and out of the burpee is permitted. I think I demonstrated that. An athlete will complete each rep by jumping. They can jump laterally, or they can actually face forward and jump. That's perfectly fine. And then, of course, 10 to 12 in scale divisions are permitted to step over the rower like I demonstrated. And then finally, athletes may not exit the rower until the monitor has reached the required calorie mark, and time will stop. Once they go and touch their cone, you can click your stopwatch.